Good day, everyone. If you like my content, please subscribe and don't forget to hit that like button. Turn your notifications on so you can see my weekly videos, and don't forget to subscribe. There will be some content that people will be getting to see earlier before it's released, so there are some benefits. Go check those out. Today, we're going to make homemade marshmallows. So what you're going to need is some sort of pan for setting it in. Either butter, cooking oil spray, or ghee, a pot, some sort of mixer, electric, preferably, otherwise it'll take you forever. Gelatin, you can use pork or beef, a little bit of salt, icing sugar, vanilla, sugar, and water, and that's it. I'm going to be modifying mine a little bit because this is the second batch I will be making today. The first batch I made was just to show you guys kind of what it looks like after it's been whipped, and then you pour it into this container. So this batch I did earlier today, it probably should have sat a little longer, but that's okay. So homemade marshmallows. Now this one I did roasted coconut as like the flavoring. So this one I'm altering a little bit, but again, does not change any of the ingredients from this to this, other than the coloring. So, and this is what it looks like in the pan while it's setting. If you do want to cut it up, like I have, and then you set it on parchment paper, you want to use a metal knife in boiling hot water, and every time you make a cut, you're going to have to stick that knife into the boiling hot water. So just a tip. All right, so homemade marshmallows. I will leave the ingredients and the steps in the description below so you can make them yourself. So we're going to start off with greasing my other pan here. Just make it a little bit easier so we're not rushed when it comes to the pouring part. Alright, and you're going to want to grease all the way kind of to the top because it will be fluffy like a marshmallow. So it kind of sets a little bit too, so keep that in mind. So you can also put it in the fridge to set it faster. Alright. That is grease. Where's the lid? There it is. Alright. We're just going to prep this part and we'll get to mixing. So icing sugar, you're going to want to line your pan as well. Scoop in. I do this over the sink because I can make a mess with it. So just pat it all the way around so it coats the entire pan. Oops. And so I do this over the sink because I make a mess. Whoopsie daisy. Alright. Coated. Good to go. So this can sit now. Alright, so our gelatin, we are going to use 1/4 of cold water. So I'm going to let that run for a little bit. So just doing dishes, so it's probably still really hot water in there. Get a separate bowl for that. So you're going to want 2 tablespoons of gelatin, or 2 packs, equals the same amount. One-fourth of cold water. Oops. A little aggressive. That's okay. Fork, mix it all together. Let that sit. And we'll deal with the rest of the items. Alright, next, we are going to take our, where are you? This one, this will work. Oh, all right. So we're going to do a half a cup of water into our pot. Woo, Jessica, you goofball. All right, half a cup. And then we're going to do a cup and a half of white sugar into our pot. Okay. All right. You're going to turn your heat on. We're pretty much going to want to bring it to a boil. I use this to stir it so I don't make too many dishes. Because I'll be using that anyways, so here, I'll let you guys kind of come in this part here. That's probably better, hey? There you go. You get to see the action. Alright, so we're going to slowly start stirring that to bring it up to heat. Pretty much just a pinch of salt. I would prefer to use like sea salt. Unfortunately, pretty much all my stuff's packed away, so we're going to use a little pinch of kosher salt. Kosher salt. Can't talk. That's okay. Again, if you like my content, please subscribe, and don't forget to hit that like button on my videos. All interactions are greatly appreciated, and comments as well. I have been noticing you guys leaving some longer comments, which is definitely greatly appreciated. So, all right, we're gonna add, I think it's a teaspoon? Yeah, a teaspoon of vanilla. I don't really measure my vanilla very often, so there, that works. Okay. Alright, so we'll mix them all together. Continuously stirring it. So for this batch, if you've seen my TikTok, you may have actually seen them in a video. They were pink. And I actually add cacao chips to these ones instead of the roasted coconut. Right? So I do a layer of the roasted coconut on the bottom and on the top with a sprinkle of icing sugar. So these ones I want to make pink. I want to put little cacao chips on the bottom of the pan. If you don't know what cacao chips are, it's just raw chocolate. Really good. Really good for you. So that's ready. Continually to stir it. I'm going to make mine a pink color because, I mean, why not? So I use organic beet crystals for coloring on my organic lip chaps and just as a food coloring because it does make it slightly pink. So we're going to make them pink. And let it come to boil. So I was actually gifted this or passed down this recipe from a lovely lady that was teaching me a bunch of the things that I now teach you guys. So let's do a huge shout out and thank you to Pauline. Great recipe. It's fantastic. She has great stories along with each thing that she's taught me. Also, I wanted to give a shout out to everyone that was on my live on TikTok the other day. You guys suggested or gave me suggestions on what to do with my rhubarb, and I've already made like jams and things. So I did my first batch of rhubarb relish. Fantastic, thank you so much. It's amazing. I've canned a bunch of it today. So, alright. Getting there. Alright. So our gelatin is now like a hard clump. So what I do to make it easier for when it doesn't fly back at you is kind of just scrape it out. Like, see how it's scraped out? And then I cut it into smaller pieces like that. And then I will be throwing it in. Not throwing it in. You know what I mean? Alright. So this part gets really loud and I haven't figured out the editing yet. So from this point, you're going to put this in here. I'll show you guys, and then just pour it into that pan and let it sit either in the fridge or on the counter for 3 to 4 hours. And then you have homemade marshmallows. So you're going to whip it until it becomes thick like liquid marshmallow. If you've ever used cream of tartar to make lemon meringue pie, same texture. You want to almost start creating peaks. Okay, hook up your mixer. Pour these guys in. We're going to turn the heat off. And that's it. So if you guys like my content, please subscribe. Don't forget to hit that like button and leave a comment. So I'm going to whip away, pour it into there, and we're done. Thank you.